Anyways, was originally going to split the previous part into 2 recordings. Ended up saying to hell with it because I had to go deal with dinner stuff. So here we are getting the second part of the Undead Burg. I did quite a bit of farming to get ammo. Got lucky with a Titanite shard drop, so I went and reinforced the crossbow to +1. And I think I leveled up once or twice on my vitality since the last video. And if you remember the damage numbers from the previous bit, just that one upgrade was enough to improve it quite a good deal. Wondering why I'm still two-handing it. I honestly don't know. It changes the shot angle slightly, makes it a little higher up from what I've noticed, but that's about the only difference. Right, there's one other item I went and got, and that was the binoculars. I picked those up while I was putting that +1 on my crossbow. Those come out of the graveyard back at Firelink Shrine. I generally don't find any use for them, however I found out that if you center an enemy on the screen with those when you're using a crossbow, and without leaving the goggles view, binoculars view, immediately attack, you'll shoot whatever is in the center of your screen. Why don't I even kill these guys? Anyways, I'm not very good at using it like this yet, and it probably works best with the sniper crossbow for the range, but those guys that are normally throwing fire bombs at you, just damn it. As I said, I'm not really used to it yet. I shot the exact same point, didn't I? There we go. Just pick them off like that. Normally it's not really worth it to bother with these guys. I'm just killing them because I don't like them. Nah, he's not at an angle I can really get at. The last guy. Shame on you. Hit me twice, shame on me. Okay, get your flask out. You can see no change in the damage because there is no scaling to these things. Just walked right into him. Generally, the crossbow fires at a slight angle, so if you're too close to an enemy, you won't actually hit them. Which kind of sucks. Considering this early in the game, it's a waste of ammo, and yeah. Doing that is not good. Those are black fire bombs, just a slightly stronger version of the regular fire bombs. Also happens to be one of the starting gifts. So, Mr. Fireball out. some weird enemy behavior since I started playing again. And that's where those firebomb guys were, is right up here, and there's the douchebag that hit me a couple of times. So, you know exactly what's going to happen to him. It's also for another reason. Because I cannot face the Black Knight head on. Not with a crossbow. Let's see, where is he? Can I hit him from up here? Nah. Alright, you gotta lure him up there. It's kind of a cheesy way to fight him, but in my situation I can't really do much about it. I can't riposte, I can't backstab with this thing, and it does not make enemies flinch. Not very well, at least. Just a complete pain in the ass to deal with the crossbow, because they do not let down their freaking guard. And that's what I meant about the missing it, or firing at an angle. If you're two-handing it, that doesn't actually happen, which is a little interesting. At least I haven't noticed it happening. Flask. I think those are the least threatening enemy for me. Simply because they'll just flask or Estus and take the second hit and die. That's the first Black Knight. They're kind of dangerous this early on, but why not? Use a chance of the shield. Gotta run like a complete retard all the way back to this ladder. It'll take me a little bit of fiddling potentially to get him, or he's gonna be a complete dumbass and sit just where I need him to. Come on, back over there. Damn it. I needed him to sit over here so I could just chip away at him. It's a really cheap strategy to use on him, but it's about all I can do. Because I think 3 hits and he'd kill me. Damn it. Let's see if putting in my left hand will change the angle enough to hit him. Yep. Sit still for a second with the shield down, it'd be nice. Oh, what I wouldn't give for poison arrows. Yeah, I apologize that I'm not fighting him normally. I just, as you can see, it would take way too long. Why the hell am I doing reduced damage with my left hand? It's interesting. I'll have to do some testing, see if that applies to everything, or if it's just however it's hitting him that's doing this. Come on. as you can see, his AI is really, really derpy. Come on, turn around. Any ranged ability will let you do this. Some you step slightly forward when you use, so you gotta be careful about falling off. I have a feeling the Taurus Demon is gonna be oh so much fun. Night, and you gave me nothing. Well, chunk, but those can be farmed. There's the easiest way I know to deal with that first Black Knight. Behind him, the reason I killed him, even though it's not going to help much, is blue tier stone ring. Which boosts your defense when you're low on health. As I said, not gonna help much. I mean, it'll get me out of a clinch, but that's about it. I can even kill the crystal lizard up here. Well, let's see. They're quite resistant to piercing attacks, and yeah. Unfortunately, those do not respawn. They only show up in certain spots throughout the game, just like Black Knights. Well, Black Knights do respawn in-game. But that's only in a particular area. Which is gonna suck for me. Hell, half of them are ambushes, and this should be interesting. Noticed by now, enemy projectiles home. If even just slightly, it kind of sucks. I'm assuming that's why that one hit me in the ass way back. Anyways, I'm gonna piss off the Taurus Demon, and I can't do a plunging attack to take off half his health because of using. Oh, this could be bad. I did atrocious damage. Slow. Basically with him, it's a bait the attack and punish. Hit him in the face. No. All his attacks are pretty slow, but they do hurt. And poise is a little bit of a difference. Blocking it also doesn't really work that great. Still sends you flying, eats your entire stamina bar, at least this early on. I thought this was going to go a lot worse. just... Black Knight took it back. He's throwing hard, bastard. I'm gonna get completely out of that. I guess I broke my stem. Yeah, that leap attack is his most dangerous, as you can see. That glow means the tier stone's in effect. There's a red one, which will increase your offense rather than your defense, which a lot of players will use for speed running and such. But yeah, that's the Taurus Demon. I'm just gonna hit the bridge thing first. Go there to get to the depths, but I don't have the key for that yet.
Ah, hello. You don't
Meet
look
Solaire.
far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. Do you find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time.
Get the feeling the boss I'm gonna have the most trouble with is
So I
Capra.
didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment. The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey? This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this. We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
Anyways, the white sign soapstone is how you drop your summon sign to help people. Participate in Jelly Co-op, as he called it. A little ways and get back. Because here comes our new friend. Meet the Hellkite. Source of quite a few deaths in new players' games. Let's see if he's going to be a jackass and burn me on my way over here. Nope. It's also a good way to get souls early on, is that you can just climb up the ladder back right here, get him to burn the enemies on the bridge, and retreat down here and reset them. Since the enemies are still dead, I'm going to make a quick run to the merchant and grab some extra bolts to replace the 100 that I wasted. Mostly on that damned Black Knight.
Ow, still keeping going.
Eventually switch to better ones, is just wood is the cheapest, so for the game, it's really all I can use. Just for, well, money's sake, essentially. That's why I was doing less damage that Black Knight. I equipped the unplussed crossbow like an idiot. Make it harder to do that next time. I'll shove it in my box. do have a short sword, I'm just not using it due to the weight. I want to keep my fast roll. And as you can see, the standard bolts are slightly stronger, however they also give a slightly higher shot range, which becomes important if you're using that binocular trick. And, yeah. Let's see. It's more endurance so I can roll. Excuse me. And get myself at 16 vitality. Let's see. No, that's way too heavy. So, wait, don't have anything there yet. So, I guess for now I'll just switch to the short sword. I did say I would probably use one. Why is there a crossbow bolt coming off my sword? Anyways, I did say I would probably end up switching to one just because the dagger is genuinely terrible. It's simply to just give a little more reach. Now there's a crossbow bolt coming off of my hand. I'm going to assume that's a graphical bug caused by something I did. Okay, and there's two ways to get past this little segment. You can A, go this route and deal with the spearmen down there, or the route I'm gonna take, piss off the dragon, and come up here and wait in this corner with your run button held down. I recommend being light for this, otherwise you're probably gonna get hit. Hell, I might still get hit, which may very well kill me. Be kind of funny if it did. Unfortunately, it takes a little bit. As he jumps down, just run. Oh god, run. And once you're in here, right up here is where you go to become a sunbro, as a lot of people call them. You have to have, what was it, 25 faith, or have helped enough people in co-op to become one. Once you go over there, the dragon flies off. He won't come back until you go far enough away and gets you a claymore and that soul there. So you skip that little downstairs segment. I always do, simply because I do not like fighting on ledges. 1,000. Let's see what consumables I've got. Might be able to make it. Yep, just. Seriously, 80 souls short. Okay then. Use these idiots a couple of times. Apologize, this is boring. Just trying to get that level up. There's the third one. I should have killed him. That was a time. Hiding place. I'm assuming they mean from the Drake. If I called it a dragon before, it's actually the Hellkite Drake. You can cut its tail off with a bow to get a sword that's decent early game, but it doesn't hold out through the entire game, obviously. And it does not have any scaling. I need to get some endurance. So, yeah. Already starting to build up a decent amount of health and endurance just to keep my character moving. There's another Black Knight right up there. However, I will not be dealing with him as I cannot cheese him and my weapon is really weak. As you can see, enemies get stronger the further you go into the game. Let's see if I can get that guy to come over here. Yep. That boar, kind of a nuisance if you fight it in melee. You can backstab it, as weird as it sounds, though it's kind of risky to do that. As usual, I'm gonna just melee these guys because they are turtles. It's a complete pain to kill off with the crossbow. They will not drop their freaking guard for anything. As you can see, the Superior just kind of sits there like an idiot. Why did I do that? Come on. Really? I'm just that damn slow. Fine now. Backstab damage on the short sword is actually lower than the dagger because it does not have a critical multiplier. From research, the dagger actually does. I'll have to double check. Yep. Here he comes. Advantage to the crossbow. Anytime an enemy tries to flask, you can just pick them off. Now, there are a couple methods open to me to deal with this guy. However, I choose the cheap way to save bolts. Might have thrown that a little too far forward. There he goes. You just chuck one near the fire, and usually he'll walk straight into it. Come on. There we go. As you can see, it's much more effective than shooting him was. I'd like to save one. Okay. Wrong spot. Save one of those for test later on if I remember to use it. Instead, let's try a firebomb or two. See how those do. Sometimes he'll drop a boar helmet, but an armored boar helmet or whatever the hell it's called. It's relatively heavy, doesn't have that great of defenses, it just looks funny. recording when I get to Andre, if I don't die. If I do die, I don't know. And it kind of sucks when you can't lure people into a trap, don't it, guys? This is gonna suck against the Baldur Knights, since my damage is so terrible. If you fall or go towards them, that one at the front just shot a couple of times and moved on. Essentially, will retreat back and try to loot you and all those guys, which would honestly suck to fight all at once. And yes, furniture will get away as often as it can. There's the mystery key, which is used to rescue Lautrec, or Lautrec. I don't actually remember how his name is pronounced off the top of my head. Idiots right next to each other. I missed one and hit the other, but... missed the one in the front, hit the one in the back, somehow. This is just another soul consumable, but might as well grab it. Derp. Thought I could make that. Oh well, not much fall damage. Find quite a few messages of people just lying all over the place. So unfortunately it becomes kind of hard to judge which ones are useful, which ones are not. There we go. Anyways, continuing on. This is just people trying to annoy others. Yeah. Left. I'm probably going to have to use a sword on these guys, simply due to the fact that I don't do enough damage to kill them very quickly with the bow yet. Oh, yeah. Parry stance, jackass. No heal. The rapier ones are much more annoying than the actual sword ones, in my opinion. Simply because of the fact they have pretty much better all-around defense. Guy. Ow. You can have your flask, guy. Spearmen. They're actually quite painful if you screw up like I just did. Generally you want to just walk out and then run back in. There's actually a Baldur Knight to the left, though he's one of the weaker sword varieties, and there's this little jackass to the other side. Doesn't seem to want to come out. I think I hear him coming now. Yep. He's a lot more aggressive. You can lure him back here if you do what I just did. These guys are better at breaking your stamina than the rapier ones, however, they take a lot more damage, and they're genuinely not as big a threat because they're also slower. Balder armor already. Nice. Oh, good. That'll come in handy. So Titanite Shard, it's what you use to do your first few upgrades on a weapon or a piece of armor. I intend to go straight to the shop once I pick up the key and the halberd over here. And throw that on the crossbow. Make it slightly less worthless. So unfortunately, the second upgrade is not nearly as good as the first, for some reason. Basement key. That's actually how you get down to the depths and get the sorcery trainer and the ember and all that crap, but to get the ember you have to go through Capra. Second blacksmith is this one. I gotta deal with these three first. I always do make ranged enemies have some stupid freaking protection range in this. If you think that was bad, wait till you get to Anor Lawn. Those damn snipers there suck. It caused me some major issues at points. It's a little risky. Hitting things that close. That worked, I guess. It's Andre. I don't know how you can miss this, but some people do. They just go straight into that building the opposite direction. Yeah. Now, I'm probably going to do another cut here and do some more off-screen farming, get some shards, and upgrade my crossbow up to 5.
Well, I'm Andre, the Restorer. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
Yeah. Still wonder why that first upgrade is, I think, 35, and then all the others are 15s and stuff like that. He also sells shards himself, buy a couple of them. Throw that on the crossbow as well, just to make it a bit better. It's still not going to be that great, no matter what I do this early. Until I can get it up to 10, then it'll actually do some decent damage, but by then I'll be able to get the heavy crossbow, which is a good deal stronger. The smith boxes you generally want to pick up pretty quick. I'll have those for the next recording as well. I'll probably have switched to a Catechus Kite shield. It's just a little better than the heater in terms of stability, and I think a couple of its defenses are different. I don't remember off the top of my head. Might actually be worse against fire as well. And yeah.
Go get yourself.
That's Andre. Push my attack to 153. Still not very good. Just that. suppose part 4 will be the gargoyles, and the section after that. Right, you can also go down through the bottom, fight a Titanite demon, and that leads to the forest. I'll probably do that in part 4 as well. I'll try not to do anything important on or off-screen. Everything that's progression related will be recorded. But I will cut out any farming, stuff like that, just because it's boring as hell. Anyways,